Welcome to the Secret Life of Dreams. I'm Zoilita Grant, and I have to tell you that dreams have been one of the most important and significant experiences in my life. What I'm going to do today is three things. I'm going to talk about how do you remember your dreams, how do you understand your dreams, and how do you use your dreams. So while you are sleeping, your dreams have their own secret life. They basically keep the brain balanced. One of my experiences of life is when I was going to Berkeley, I got to work in the sleep lab, and we were doing an experiment of disrupting people's dreams and seeing how people would react. If you disrupt people's ability to dream, in a couple of days, they become extremely irritable. They become disorientated. They become grouchy. They have outbursts of anger. If you disrupt dreams for like a week to 10 days, some people will actually have what are called psychotic episodes, where they will begin to dream in ordinary waking life. So we know that dreams serve that function of being able to keep your brain balanced. But is that all they do? Why would the divine source give you this ability to dream? You spend a third of your life asleep. And of that third of your life, if your brain cycles are working right, and they aren't always working right because of stress factors, a third of the time you're asleep should be spent in dreaming. There's got to be a reason. There's got to be a purpose. So we're going to enter in now into a place where we have a better ability to open those spiritual doors. So I'm going to start with a process. And I call this process ground, clear, protect, and connect. It's also the process that I do every single day with my clients. And before I go to work, I do this exercise. So if you would get yourself comfortable and gently close your eyes and take a moment to do whatever it is that you need to do to feel that sense of safety as you go inside of yourself. Now take in a long, deep breath and hold it. Let it out with a sigh. Take in another long, deep breath and hold it. Let it out with a sigh. Take in another breath into the body. And as you let go, unwind and settle in. Now I'm going to count backwards from 10 to 1, and each descending number will take you to a deeper place. 10, 9, 8, go deeper now. 7, 6, 5, go deeper still. 4, 3, 2, 1, right place, right now. Now begin to imagine gentle waves of relaxation flowing over your body as you relax your scalp, your forehead, your jaw. Let the jaw drop now. Relaxing the cheeks and the ears and the eyes. Now the eyes are the windows of the soul. And as your outer eyes are closed, open those eyes of your soul. Relaxing the neck and the shoulders. Relaxing the arms and the hands. Taking deep breaths into the chest. And as you exhale, move to a deeper place, a deeper space. Relaxing hips and thighs, knees and calves, feet and toes. Your body knows. Relax all internal organs. Every cell, every gland, every organ operating in a rhythmic and healthy way. Go deeper now. Now bring your attention to the soles of your feet. And imagine that from the soles of your feet, there are roots that can go down deep into the earth. Now your roots could be as thick as a tree branch or as thin as an angel's hair, but they are strong. And they travel down now, 10 feet and 50 feet and 500 and 1,000 to the center of the earth. And in the center of the earth, there's a ball of liquid golden fire fire without heat, but fire with power and fire with energy. And some of your roots go round the ball and you become grounded. And some go in and you are connected, connected and grounded. Take a breath, go deeper now. Now begin to imagine that over your head is a beautiful golden sun, a sun that is a symbol for and a connector to the universal sun, the higher sun. And the golden light of the golden sun streams down all around you, and it clears all negativity, and it clears all interference, and you are cleared, grounded, cleared. Now, almost like you're sucking on a straw, pull the energy into your roots now. The red gold fire, the fire without heat, but the fire that has power. And the energy travels back up the 1,000 feet and the 500 and the 50 and the 10 and the 5. It flows through the surface of the ground and into the soles of your feet. And that energy is flowing into you. And it flows into the soles of the feet and the arches, the complex bones on the top of the feet, the ankles, the calves, the knees, the thighs. Take a breath. Go deeper now. And that energy flows up the spinal column. It infuses your physical brain. It flows all through your vital organs. It flows into the face, the jaw, the cheeks, the ears, the eyes, the mind. Go deeper now. The energy flows into the chakra systems and begins to spin the chakras in red gold fire. Now, if your body were the face of a clock, the chakras are spinning clockwise now. The energy flows out into the aura and all around the aura, and you are protected, grounded, cleared, protected. Now bring the attention to the heart and take a breath into the heart. And as you exhale, that heart opens like a beautiful flower, and you feel that sense of getting connected. Now, holding the attention at the heart, I want you to imagine the color red vibrating in your heart. You have the courage. You have the courage to dream great dreams. You have the courage to do everything you choose. Go deeper now. And now begin to imagine orange, the color of orange juice in the morning or pumpkins at Halloween. And as that orange energy flows into you, vitality flows into you, and you feel young, vital, and strong. The cells of the body have the DNA of a younger self. The cells have the ability to access the DNA. I now direct the cells to access the DNA of a young and vital self. Go deeper now. Now begin to imagine yellow. There's a beautiful golden yellow sun in the heart, and you feel so positive as your energy moves to a higher level now, and you breathe in green. Peace and harmony. Peace of mind's an inside job. It starts with peace of heart. And as the green flows into the heart, all of the wounds of the past are healed now, and you move to a higher level. Now focus your attention on sky blue. And as you do, open yourself to your own spiritual world. Floating in the sky, no cares, no worries. Now begin to imagine a midnight blue as you tune in to your own intuition. There's wisdom inside of you. It comes from the intuition. And as that deep blue flows into you, ask for guidance and listen inside. Now the color purple flows in and you come into balance. The body, the mind, the spirit, the emotions, all things are in balance. Now take a moment to think about you as the best version of you. Think about you as the best version of you, moving easily and effortlessly through your own very best life. And all you really need to do is let it be so. All you really need to do is let it be so. Getting ready to come back now, grounded, cleared, protected, and connected. I'm going to count to 5. When I say 5, wide awake, fully present, in here and now, remembering everything you need to know. 1, take a breath into the body. 2, move and stretch. 3, moving the fingers and moving the toes. 4, get ready to open the eyes. And 5, eyes open, fully present, in here and now. So what is the purpose of dreams? Well, the number one purpose is they are the gateways to the subconscious. You do not lie to yourself in dreams. Dreams tell you the truth about how you really feel about life. I worked with a lady a few years ago who every single summer, her mother-in-law would come up from South America and would live with them during the summer. And she totally and completely loved her mother-in-law. But she started to have nightmares about flushing her mother-in-law down the toilet, running her over a cliff, running her over with a car. And she was a very, very sweet and lovely lady, and she was very upset with these dreams. So we started working on the dreams. And as we worked on the dreams, she discovered that while she did truly love her mother-in-law, there were certain things that she wasn't really happy with. When her mother-in-law came to visit, she and her husband worked, and so her mother-in-law was at home in her house during the day, and she rearranged her cupboards. She organized her spice cabinets. She redid the linen cupboard. She even painted the bathroom. And my client was able to see that this was stuff that she wasn't really okay with. And she needed to set some boundaries. And so we came up with a strategy when her mother came up where she joined the senior center. She went on trips with other seniors. And then when my client and her husband came home from work, they could have a really nice time together. Now, if her dreams had not given her those clues, she would have been repressing all of those negative feelings and causing all kinds of damage to herself. The second thing that dreams do is they are the most direct communication to the spiritual world you can have. Your dreams can be like a letter from the divine source every single night. Another purpose of dreams is to allow us to integrate things in our daily life that we do not have as part of our lives. So, how can we remember our dreams? Well, the secret of learning to remember your dreams is understanding why you don't. The number one reason you don't remember your dreams is because you have no intention to do so. Unfortunately, in our culture today, dreams are not considered important. In ancient times, the dreamer was the visionary. The dreamer brought messages from Great Spirit or from the world beyond to help the people. In 20th century America, the dreamer became the fool. And the stuff of dreams became nonsense. And Dr. Martin Luther King got away with saying, I have a dream. But anyone else that expressed information about their dreams was looked upon as being ridiculous or talking just nonsense. Another reason that we don't remember our dreams is because they are in a different language. They are in the language of symbols. And the interesting things about symbolic language is it's closer to Chinese than it is to English. It's a pictorial language that has many, many meanings within the same kind of scene. So you have to learn to work with your symbols. Now, there are lots and lots of symbol books, but the thing to realize is that while a symbol may have a universal meaning, it could have a different meaning to you. For instance, water is the universal meaning of emotions. But if I am an Olympic swimmer and you nearly drowned as a child, when water shows up in your dreams, it has a completely different kind of meaning to you. So I think it's very important for you to develop your own personal symbol dictionary. And you can do this by noticing what kinds of symbols appear in your dreams. For instance, I have a lot of symbols that are connected to a dream that I had, which I call my life dream. You know, growing up in Berkeley, California, I was a little extreme. Still am a little extreme. But I went on a vision quest. And in my vision quest, I went to the desert to fast and have a vision. I climbed a mountain to meet God. I saved a life, and then I went to the sea. But none of it happened exactly the way I imagined it would. But when I had my visionary dream, what happened was I went to the desert and I took my dream journal, my special rocks, my tarot cards, but I neglected to take food and water. I took a canteen of water and iodine purification tablets, and I walked along a river and got to a place where I felt this is the place where I'm going to have my vision. And I set up camping, and the sun was going down, and out of these caves came all of these bats. It turned out that I was actually afraid of the bats. Didn't know that. So I went to sleep and I had this dream. And in my dream, I was a woman walking down the street in Transylvania. And out of this castle on the hill came the vampire. And the vampire flew at me, and I pretended I didn't see the vampire. And the vampire grabbed me and tore me apart, and I woke up. So I went to the river, washed my face, and that's not happening again. Did all of my various kinds of symbols and rituals, laid myself down, and had the same dream. And in the second dream, when the vampire came towards me, I ran away, and the vampire grabbed me and tore me apart. By this time, I was seriously scared. So I got up, washed my face, determined I was not going to go to sleep, propped myself up against a rock, and fell asleep and had the same dream. In the third dream, when the vampire came towards me, I raised my hands to the heavens. I had a bracelet that had silver here. The sun came up, light hit the bracelet, the vampire dissolved, and I heard a voice saying, "Remember to follow the light." And then I fell into another dream. And in the other dream I fell into a mandala where all these people were gathered together to form a human mandala. And I looked up into the sky, and there was a ship, like an old-fashioned pirate ship made of gold and silver light. And the pirate ship was floating on the waves of the sky. And this voice said, "This dream is the meaning of your life. Follow the dream." Okay, I'm not exactly sure what that means, but I'm going to do my best. The next 27 years, that dream reoccurred. I spent my 30s trying to climb the rainbow that came out of the ship. In my 40s, I got into the ship, but I spent at least 6 or 7 years wandering from room to room, trying to get into the rooms. And finally, when I was 47 years old, no, I think it was 48 years old, I got into this room, and there was a box on a table, and I opened the box, and there was a large skeleton key, and this voice said, "That is the master key. Help turn it for humanity." After that, that ship appeared in my dreams every time I had to make a decision or a choice that was going to have a significant influence on my life. And so that was a symbol to me to go into spirit and to figure out what I was going to do rather than just trying to use my mind to figure that out. In fact, just before I had my tumor that blew up and my brain surgery and damaged my spinal cord, I had a series of dreams in which the ship was in a storm and there was lightning and the ship was going to go down. And then every one of those dreams would finish with the sun coming out, the waters going still, and the ship surviving. So I knew something was coming. It was going to be intense, but I would survive. So learning to recognize those symbols inside of your own dreams can serve as a real guidance to you. Another thing about, another thing about remembering dreams is that they are in another state of consciousness. There's a theory called state-dependent learning. Probably the most surveyed group of people are freshman psychology students and Norwegian rats. For some reason, people seem to think that Norwegian rats' behavior demonstrates human behavior. But in the study that they did with students, they got a group of students at Stanford drunk, and they taught them information. And then when they were sober, they could not retain the information. But if they got alcohol in their bodies, they could remember that. So there is a change of state when you go from dreaming to non-dreaming. The way that you can hold on to the dreams is you're going to have to give up your alarm clocks because that's jarring. And when you jar from one state of consciousness to another, it pops you out of being able to retain the information. But if you wake up slowly and you just lie there and you let the mind call back any kind of wisp and energy, you can hold on to the dreams. Super important thing is to write them down, even if you have just fragments of them. Another thing to remember is like some of your most powerful dreams are your nightmares, because your nightmares are an attempt of your subconscious to punch through and get your attention, because you tend to think about them more and the mind begins to work on them more. Another thing about remembering dreams is that you have to recognize they're important. Once you recognize they're important, you will begin to dream more and more. And that kind of brings us to understanding your dreams. There are different ways to learn to understand your dreams. You're never going to logically understand a dream. You can never say this dream means that, but you can synthesize the dream and you can experience in a way that'll give you a knowingness about it. So some secrets about understanding those dreams are learning how to do dream work techniques. One of the techniques is called monologuing or dialoguing. And what you do is you pick symbols from the dream, like the red chair, the blue car, the hill, whatever those images are, and you talk to them and you see what they have to say. So you can take your client just into a light trance and you could say, what does the red chair want to say to you today? And that will trigger some kind of reaction in the client. Another good dream work technique is to put the client into a recliner in front of a big flat screen TV with a remote control, and they can rewind the dream. And they can rewind it back to the place where the dream began, which they may not even remember, or wind it forward to after the dream ended and get information that way. Once you start remembering those dreams and decoding those dreams, it's important to know that there are basically 6 types of dreams. The first type of dream is called clearing dreams. Clearing dreams are just the attempt of the mind to deal with your day. Unfortunately, most of us just go from one experience to another without taking the time to process what really is happening and how we really feel about what's really happening. So in order to get better use of your dreams, you want to eliminate the clearing effect of the dreams. Easiest way to do that is before you go to sleep at night, review your day. Run the day backwards, looking at things you may need to attend to, things you can let go of, and then that kind of eliminates that clearing part of the dreams. The second most common type of dreams are called interference dreams. And interference dreams are dreams that are affected by circumstances other than the dreaming circumstances. This can be internal. You eat pizza before you go to sleep at night, and the blue-eyed monster shows up because there is interference in your digestive system that affects your dreaming. You can also have interference dreams like a car backfires and you hear a gunshot in the dream world, and you have a whole dream based around that. The third kind of dreams is interference dreams is issue-solving dreams. Issue-solving dreams are dreams where something is on your mind and you can't quite figure it out, but then you go to sleep and then you wake up in the morning and it feels resolved because your subconscious mind has processed it and gotten you to another place. Another type of dreams are teaching dreams. Teaching dreams are dreams that are very often in schools, or you dream about your childhood home. There's something to be learned here. There's a lesson that the dream is trying to teach you. Another type of dreams is the incubation dream to discover creative activities. For instance, the way that the sewing machine was invented is the gentleman that was working on the sewing machine was trying to figure out how he could create a rapid sewing device. And he dreamed about being in the South Pacific and seeing natives with spears that had thread running through their spears, hitting the ground with the spears. And he woke up the next day and was totally inspired in how to develop the sewing machine. Robert Louis Stevenson supported a family in the 1800s by writing novels. And he had to turn these novels over and over again. So he felt that he had fairies, which he called brownies. And before he would go to sleep at night, he would ask his brownies to bring him a dream that he could turn into a story. In fact, he wrote Treasure Island one chapter at a time, every single day from his dream world. You too have that ability to access that creativity. Probably, to me, the most important types of dreams are spiritual dreams. Spiritual dreams can come in different categories. You can have precognition in a spiritual dream where you get a glimpse of the future. You can have connections with spiritual guides or with angels that will allow you to get more messages from your higher self. For me, when I have spiritual dreams, they're in a different color spectrum. They're in a color spectrum where everything has a lucidity to it. It glows. And so when I go into one of these dreams and there are all these glowing things, I like, oh, this is going to be an important dream for me to pay attention to. So as you begin to follow your dreams, you're going to notice that you do have all of these different kinds of categories. So now we're remembering our dreams. Now we're learning to understand our dreams. How about using our dreams? We can use our dreams for solving issues in our lives. We can use our dreams for getting more guidance from the spirit. And we can use our dreams to resolve issues from our past. And the more that we use our dreams, the more powerful our dreams become. But of all those ways to really use our dreams, what I found is one of the best ways is to work with a spirit guide, which I like to call the dream weaver. And I'd like to take you through a process now to meet your own dream weaver. So if you want to get yourself settled, And take a moment to just loosen your body and allow yourself to settle in, bringing in your own sense of safety as you take in a long, deep breath and hold it. Let it out with a sigh. Take in another breath now into your body. And as you exhale, let go and wind and breathe deeper and deeper and deeper. Find a rhythm. There's a rhythm of the breath. Find a rhythm. I'm going to count backwards from 10 to 1, and each descending number takes you to a deeper place, a deeper space. 10, 9, 8, deeper and deeper. 7, 6, 5, so deep now. 4, 3, 2, 1. Right now, right place, right now. Now relax the body. Imagine a golden light shower radiating upon you as you relax the body and settle in. Now go into your mind. 10, 9, 8, go to your mind. 7, 6, 5, go to the mind. 4, 3, 2, 1. You're inside the room of the mind. A room now to put the thoughts away. There's a perfect order in the universe. All life-enhancing thoughts become amplified. Your self-defeating thoughts will fade away. Clear the mind. Clear the mind. And it's good to know that you have a conscious and subconscious, and that's good to know. And it's good to know that the conscious mind can drift now and rest now. The subconscious hears and understands everything I am saying, and I am talking to the subconscious. I now direct your subconscious to go as deep as you need to be. 10, 9, 8, deeper. 7, 6, 5, deeper. 4, 3, 2, 1, right place, right now. Now, in a moment, I'm going to ask you to enter into the world of imagination. Begin to imagine that you're standing at the outskirts of the enchanted forest. There are tall trees that reach for the sun. There are the short trees. They do not compete. There are the ferns, the mosses, the ivies. Each one plays a part. This is a forest of mystery, a forest of enchantment, a forest of magic. And you're part of the magic, part of the mystery, part of the enchantment. And as you breathe, the forest breathes with you. Look for a path. There's a path in this forest. Look for the path. The path goes this way and that way, uphill and down. Follow that path. Follow that path. Lift one foot and then the other. Hear the crunch of twigs beneath the feet. The only reminder of the last year's autumn. Follow the path. Follow the path. At a certain place now, the path comes into a clearing, a place where the sunlight filters down through the trees, creating a rich green emerald glow all around you. And this is the place to call in the dream weaver. The dream weaver may appear like an image or a light. The dream weaver can be a being. The dream weaver may appear to you later during the day or the night, but you have opened the doorway to the dream weaver. Take a moment now and allow that sense of connection to that dream weaver to come into you as you imagine that the dream weaver is going to help you to have the meaning of your dreams. Now imagine a door. This could be a door that you've actually seen in the world or one that you create completely in your imagination. but on the door are written the words, the world of dreams. And the dream weaver gives you a key, and you open that door. Your dreams become clear, concise, and helpful. Remember your dreams. Remember your dreams. Your dreams become clear, concise, and helpful. You have healing dreams. You have dreams that teach you, dreams that guide you. Remember your dreams. Now I'm going to give you a moment of time as you stand at the doorway of the world of dreams with the dream weaver to open yourself for any messages or guidance that can come to you today. Take a moment now and just listen inside. Your dreams become clear, concise, and helpful. You will remember your dreams. Your dreams are healing dreams. You will remember your dreams. Your dreams are teaching dreams. You will remember your dreams. Now make an agreement with the dream weaver to work in the world of dreams. Now I want you to imagine something more. I want you to imagine that from the soles of your feet, there are those roots that go down into the earth. But this time they only go 6 inches into the earth, the planetary grid, and you are connected to the energy of the earth. And we're going to call this your Earth Star point. And I want you to imagine that 6 inches above the top of your head, there's another star, your soul star point. And this connects you into the universe and all of the information that can come from the other worlds. And as you get ready to come back now, you're going to bring all of your awarenesses with you. As you come back now, you will feel that deeper connection with your own personal dream weaver. I'm going to count to 5. When I say 5, wide awake, feeling great, fully present, here and now. 1, take a breath into the body. 2, you can move and stretch. 3, moving the fingers and toes. 4, getting ready to just open the eyes. And 5, eyes open, fully present, here and now. So as you just take a moment to just let all that settle in you, I'd like to offer you an invitation if anyone would like to share anything about their experience.
Yeah, I saw somebody come forward and he seemed to have a shirt on with one shoulder and come out of the forest that we went into and gave me the hand, the hearts. So that was nice. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Great, great. Anyone else have something they'd like to share?
My guide was, my dream weaver, was a floating heart but made of flowers all around. So it didn't have much substance. It was just the floating image of the heart. And when I went through the door, it was a long corridor with rooms to either side. So I'm guessing that they will be the rooms I need to investigate.
Definitely, definitely. So let me just share a little technique with you. So what you can do is you can actually go back to that dream as you get ready to go to sleep at night, and you can play the part of the dream that you remember, and then as you go to sleep, just keep saying to yourself, my dreams are clear, concise, and helpful. I remember my dreams, and go back into the dream. and open those doors.
Can't wait. Right, so when we first closed our eyes, we first started going into it, I got an image of a box, and then that disappeared, and then we went further in through the journey. I was still like seeing like boxes floating, and then I don't know exactly what it meant.
Well, again, like with the opening doors, you know, boxes to open, discoveries to be made. Okay, do we have one more share?
Mine was actually my eldest son putting his hand out to me.
Aha, very cool.
That's all I can say.
Well, that's very cool. Yeah. Any other shares?
Strange. It was a giant eyeball, and then in the center of the pupil was the door, and then the key was in the center of that, and it's like I had to go through the eyeball to. It was very strange.
So if this was my dream and I had that image, that would tell me about developing my third eye.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You know, that the key to that doorway is in your own intuition.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense to me.
Yeah,
too.
yeah,
Yeah, thank you.
yeah. Anyone else?
And my dream weaver was some type of a bird with the wings kind of folded behind, very tall, sort of tawny coloured. I don't think it was an owl, Zoilita, I know you like owls. But I'm not a fan of birds, so I would say I had a bird phobia, but I'm not a great fan. But it was interesting because I think the message that was coming through was you still have the wings to fly.
Oh,
So
that is a wonderful message. Yes, yes.
that was great.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You know, I always like to say that the sky is not the limit, it's the mind. And that once you know that your mind has that capacity, then you still have wings to fly. Yeah. Okay, any other comments? Okay, so let's just do a little bit of review. So when we work with our dreams, the first thing to know is that they are important. Okay, you would not be having this content come up if they were not important. They are important for you, like with my client and her mother-in-law, to get honest with yourself without judgment. You know, that's the big secret. Learn to witness. You know, I spent a lot of years in pretty formal Buddhism. And one of the things that I learned was to be able to look at myself rather than to be in that experience. And that allowed me to get more witnessing of what was going on. Your dreams, you tell yourself the truth. The second most important reason to get involved with your dreams is because of that spiritual connection. You know, we all have our souls that are longing to grow and to develop. And when we connect into the dream world, it gives us that direct connection with the source so that we can learn more and grow more on a spiritual level. Second thing that's very important is learn how to understand them. Learn what your personal symbols are. Learn what kinds of things that your dreams are wanting you to understand. And then once you know how to remember them, understand them, then begin to use them. Use them to solve the problems of your life. Take the time before you go to bed at night to make sure that you have cleared your day so that your dreams are not just like file cabinets, you know, where you're just going through processes of the day. But your dreams then can open up to this marvelous world that is right here on the other side of the veil. Then you have that ability to have another dimension to life. There is more depth when you utilize the spiritual world to assist you in the ordinary world. In fact, I think the purpose of meditation and hypnosis and developing spiritually is actually to function better in the world. Not to just have this other world experience, but to bring the resilience and the gifts that you get and interact with your real world, to bring that into a better reality for yourself. So I really want to thank you all for this class. This is the first class I've taught since my major brainstem went on. So I'm really glad that I've kind of like broken through this hurdle and I can like start to teach again. Do you have any questions? It looks like we have about 15 minutes.
Yeah, that between dreams and daydreams. I've had instances where I've like consciously had daydreams about something happening in my life, and I've made it happen. And in one particular circumstance was we were living with this person and I was going to be bridesmaid, and she started going a bit funny. And I was having conversations with her in my mind, going, "Well, that's it, I'm not being a bridesmaid." And the next, like about a week later, things changed and we weren't bridesmaids. So I find for me, daydreams are quite powerful. What's your interpretation of those things?
I think there's a fluidness in states of consciousness. And I think that when you do hypnosis, I don't know if you're aware of this, but when you look at brain scans, the place in the brain where hypnosis activates the brain is the same place where you have your ESP faculty, extrasensory perception, and meditation faculty. So every time you do hypnosis, you're actually stimulating your ability to have more extrasensory perception. That's why you see in our profession that very often people start out in the real practical world. I work with anxiety, I work with fear, smoking, weight, whatever. But after the course of time, their own consciousness begins to develop, and you begin to see more and more openings into the spiritual world. So that experience that you're having, maybe you would call that contemplation, where you're just in this semi-lucid state and you begin to have dream kind of experiences, it becomes very common the more that you use that inner power.
Well, actually, my intuition is going before I even sort of gone down that path. So it might have been my first introduction to it.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. Let me touch a little bit on lucid dreaming. So lucid dreaming is a learned skill. And it's basically the ability to be in the dream, to know you are in the dream, and to change the dream. For instance, if you're in a dream and it looks like it's not going to turn out right, you can change that dream. I have grandchildren that I'm very, very close to. And my oldest granddaughter is 23 years old, and she had several dreams about spiders. And her dreams to spiders were these giant spiders that were like big tarantulas marching towards her. And so I taught her how to go back into the dream and shrink the spiders. And so when she was able to make them into little tiny spiders, then she lost her fear of spiders. Any other questions?
So a few years ago, working on a house, the roof on one side was 2 stories up. So I was considering having like an abseil road. In a dream, I saw myself being strangled by this rope hanging off the side of the house. So I woke up feeling like this house is going to kill me. And then some months or a year later, I thought back and I thought, no, the other interpretation is I was hung up over this house. So it's got an ambiguous interpretation, kind of like an oracle. I'm wondering if you find that happens very often.
Very often dreams are on different levels. And so this is the way that you would say, if this was my dream, because I cannot tell you what your dream is. Only you can tell you what your dream is. You know the meaning of your dream. You just know it in the subconscious, not the conscious. So I would say if this was my dream, I would say that rope indicates the fact that I might feel strangled by this house, that I might feel like I'm hung up over it, like my life is being controlled by creating the house, and that it's creating anxiety. Yeah. Yeah. Dreams can definitely have different levels of meaning. Any other questions?
Sometimes I'll have dreams where I know I'm in the dream, but I can't wake myself up. Yeah. Do you have any thoughts on those?
Absolutely. So the reality is learning to work with dreams is a skill. You know, think about the very first time you ever did hypnosis. Did you absolutely know what you were doing? Okay. As you begin to work with your dreams, you are training your mind how to work with dreams. The fact that you can already have dreams that have a lucid quality to it is like a stage. You're like at stage 1. Now, stage 2 is being able to start altering the experience. So you're shaping it more in a way that works for you. Any other questions?
Some questions about the spiritual element of when you get to that stage where you're dreaming. Can I ask, for you personally, are you able to differentiate between that idea of spiritual universe and then actual spirits? Have you had that sort of experience? Because for me personally, sometimes I can get that a bit confused.
Again, it's learning. You know, I have always had a lot of psychic abilities. When I was a child, I could easily see spirits, but I could not differentiate whether the spirits were from the forces of light or the forces of darkness. And it took me until I was like 12 or 13 to be able to tell there was a difference. You know, sometimes with spiritual dreams, you have like feelings or sensations. Sometimes you actually have spiritual masters come to you in dreams, or angels or guides. Very often, teaching dreams happen on a spiritual plane. In fact, the work that I've done in the interworld, you know, there are stations in the interworld, and one of the stations is the school. And you can actually train yourself to visit the school in the interworld, in the interlife, and meet spiritual masters and receive teachings. Any other questions?
So you've emphasised personal symbols. I wonder what your thoughts are on the relationship between emotions that you feel with the dream.
The emotions are critical. So when you write down your dreams, you always want to write down what your feeling state is about them. Because sometimes you can have dreams that feel like they're very chaotic, but you wake up kind of feeling happy. And it's because your dreams have resolved that. And so that emotion is a key signal to you about how complete you are with that experience. Okay, any other questions? Well, thank you so much for supporting me in this first training that I've done in 2 or 3 years. I have a mailing list, and I also have a catalog that's free to pick up. And there's a secret code, my name in small letters, and you can get 50% off on all of my products. And they're all downloadable. So.
They're amazing. I can vouch for. I've got so many. Zoilita.
Well, thank you. And remember your dreams. Use your dreams. Your dreams are valuable.